Guys, we're here at NinjaCon with Cass Anvar. You were the first assassin in Assassin's Creed.
The original.
Yes. What is it like to be the first assassin in Assassin's Creed?
Kind of feels like being Captain Kirk in the Star Trek franchise. I'll be honest, I'm a huge geek and a gamer myself, and I love the Assassin's Creed franchise. I love playing it. I love Ezio, and I love all the other characters there. Altair, which is the character I play, I have a great affinity for the character, not just because I played it, but I find the character a really interesting and unique hero. He's unlike so many of the other gaming heroes. He's not just a badass butt kicker. You know, he's a man on a mission. He's got a vision. He's like totally focused and driven, and he's like intent. And if you played the Assassin's Creed series and you got through and beat Assassin's Creed Revelations, which is the game I voiced, you get to see just how focused and driven and how dedicated he is to his cause. It's like everything else comes second to him fulfilling his mission. And I just kind of admire that. I have a great respect for that kind of intensity and that kind of purity. So I really loved playing that character.
So I want to ask, I know you're part of the new sci-fi channel show, The Expanse, which we're super excited about. Can you tell us a little bit about your character?
I'm a little bit super excited about it myself. I play the spaceship pilot Alex Kamal, who is a hilarious and wonderful role to play. He's a Pakistani Martian with a Texas accent. He grew up on Mars. His roots are back in from Earth, and he's a fighter pilot he's actually a transport pilot who's always dreamed of being a fighter pilot, and then when the show starts, he's finally thrust into the position of becoming that fighter pilot and hero that he's always wanted to be. And it's a crazy adventure that him and the rest of the crew go on in this story.
Oh, that's exciting, man! I can't wait for the show. It looks really amazing. So, do you have a favorite? Since it's a science fiction show, do you have a favorite science fiction movie?
Blade Runner.
Yes.
The Matrix. I don't know if that's considered science fiction, but Blade Runner and The Matrix are my two faves. I don't think there's anything else. I love the original 3 Star Wars films. I really did. So, but I think Blade Runner has to be right up there.
So, you were an assassin, but now you're a pilot. Did you have to do any special training to get pilot acting right?
You got to do a lot of 0G acting. I had to learn how to act in no gravity.
Nice.
Which was fun.
That's awesome.
Some of that is acting, some of it is wire work, some of it is special effects. So that was actually really cool.
Yeah, I bet. So tell me about what are the differences between when you're acting for a video game or when you're on live action set?
It's very different. When you're doing video game, there's all different kinds of stuff to do. You can do just voice. You can do voice with facial capture, which I did for Assassin's Creed. You could do full body motion capture and facial capture and voice, which is what I did for Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Or just voice, which is what I did for Halo 4. So there's a whole multitude of different ways to do voice acting. And the beauty about voice acting is that I get to play anything. Anything that I can make my voice sound like, I get to play. So in Halo 4, I get to play a redneck, kind of Irish military man named Lieutenant Dalton, which I would never get to play in real life. And then, I also got to play in a game called End of Nations. I got to play a big, fat 300-pound Russian general, and just because I could talk like this and make myself sound like a 300-pound Russian general, which I guess I would never get to play. So I love that aspect of video games. Anything I can think of in my mind, I get to do. But you're all alone, because typically, video game voicing, you don't get to interact with the other characters. You're in a booth, you're all by yourself, and if you're lucky, you'll get to hear some voices that have been pre-taped, but most of the time you're just firing off your lines and imagining what's going on. So it's kind of a lonely, creative journey, whereas film and television, you have to do more close to who you are and what you are. but you get to interact with the other actors that are out there, and you get to really kind of get into the scene. So it's two completely different styles and two different types of work, both of which I really love.
There's an Assassin's Creed movie that's coming out.
Yes.
What are you looking forward to seeing from that movie?
I'm looking forward to being in that movie. Actually,
Oh,
I would
really?
love to. Yeah, I found out that it's a Michael Fassbender's movie you're talking about. I found out that they're setting it in ancient Spain, so it's actually preceding Altair. So there's going to be no original characters. There's going to be no previous characters in that movie. It's going to be all new kind of story.
Oh, wow.
And I'm kind of like on this passion campaign to make a cameo in that film. I would love the film to be faithful and honorable to the video games. It's a hard movie to make because the video games are so physical and so intense with the parkour and all of that. So there would be a lot of stunts and a lot of special effects needed to make it look really good. But I love Fassbender. He's an amazing actor. He could totally pull off playing a brand new and deadly assassin. So I'm looking forward to it.
So you've voiced assassins who, like you said, do a lot of parkour. Have you ever done any parkour yourself?
I have done a little bit. Nothing to brag about. I'm very athletic. I've done a lot of like gymnastics and I do my own stunts in a lot of movies and things like that. So I'm all geared up to learn some parkour.
So what I want to know is, do you have a favorite video game outside of the video games that you've been in just to play?
Yeah. Okay. So outside of Assassin's Creed, because that's one of my faves. Until 2 years ago, Skyrim was like a big soul love as well as a soul suck.
Totally agree with that, yeah.
Something you can get lost in. Honestly, I have not played a game as thoroughly satisfying as The Last of Us.
Ah, yes.
That was an epic game. The story, spectacular. The visuals, amazing. I couldn't tell the difference between the cutscenes and the gameplay. The acting and the script work was brilliant. I was totally engaged. But unlike, let's say, Beyond Two Souls, which was a great story and great characters and everything, but it wasn't a great game.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like hitting one button all the time. But this one, it's like the cutscenes didn't go on too long. And right when you're like totally compelled, boom, you're thrown into the game and you got to fight for your life. And you got to do so many different ways of getting through every challenge, every obstacle. You could go hardcore aggressive or you could go stealth. And the game engine was so smooth and so beautiful. I actually played that game twice. I just replayed it like a couple of weeks ago, and I was terrified and compelled and emotional. So,
All right. Okay.
Last of Us.
All right, guys, we got to get cast in the Assassin's Creed movie and in the Last of Us movie. Let's make this happen.
Are they having it in the Last
They're
of Us?
doing it. Yep, they're gonna make one.
Who's doing it?
It's gonna be Sony, I think. Oddly enough, which makes sense.
Okay.
There you go.
Let's give it. Sony, I'm in.
This guy right here. Awesome. And let me just ask, growing up, was there, what did you love that was geeky? Were you into superheroes or comic books or video games or anything like that?
Yes. All of the above.
All of it. Is there a
Comic book collector, video game player, superheroes, Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, wow. The full Monty,
Dude,
huh?
I'm hardcore. Everything. Science fiction, fantasy, everything.
Well, all right. Well, who is your favorite superhero?
Wolverine and Spider-Man.
Nice.
Batman came in third.
Totally.
Yeah.
And if there was, in the superhero world, if there was one movie that you could be in, of one superhero movie, which one would you choose?
I would do an X-Men.
Yeah,
I
totally.
would love to do an X-Men.
Totally.
Yeah, especially honestly, my favorite one was the second movie.
Yeah, it was great, right? X2 was amazing. Yeah,
X2 was amazing.
100%.
First Class wasn't bad. It was a little bit jarring watching all that crazy stuff happen, but X2 was like totally like the quintessential comic book come to life kind of thing.
All right, so we know you're in the Expanse. Are we going to see you in anything else, or is that what you're focusing most of your time on?
I'm in Olympus right now.
Right.
Olympus is
Awesome.
airing on Sci-Fi on Thursday nights. I think it's at 10 or 11 p.m. And they're about halfway through right now. They're at episode 9, and they're going to 13 or 14 episodes. And it's getting pretty intense. Like if you like Game of Thrones, this is like kind of like a take on that whole genre of ancient Greek mythology, monsters, magic, swords, sorcery, sex and violence and political intrigue and betrayal, and it's a really good show.
What's the craziest thing you've had to do on set for Olympus?
Conspire to kill the queen in a hot tub.
Well, if you're going to kill the queen,
Might as well do it in a hot tub.
Exactly.
That's exactly what I said.
Right?
Nobody listens to me.
So Expanse, okay? Can you teach Dave to do some 0G acting?
Oh.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, when you're in 0G,
Uh-huh.
you don't have weight, but you still have mass.
Oh.
So
all
your
right.
inertia is still there. So you don't just like float like a feather. All you do is you stop being able to control yourself. So if you're gonna move, like you ready?
Yes.
You gotta
Okay.
loosen up the knees. Now, gravity's pulling your arms down, right?
Yes.
So you gotta pretend that gravity is gone. So then the arms, the muscles will just kind of pull them up, right?
Yeah, all
And if
right.
you're relaxed, you kind of like do that, right?
Uh-huh.
So, and then you kind of have to roll your eyes back, like as if, okay, and the jaw drops.
I wish
There
like
you
a
go.
zombie right
Yeah,
now.
And then just say, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
Oh, you said 0G. I thought you meant zombie.
Okay, this is making a lot more sense. I started getting a little worried there. It's like
They both start with Z.
True that.
But now I feel like I can play both a zombie and a pilot. A zombie pilot.
Yeah, that was a good Walker acting.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I think we just created a new way to have sci-fi and horror combined. Zombie pilot.
We don't have zombies in space yet.
No, really, zombie pilots too. Come on. Okay, all right. Assassin's Creed, Last of Us, Expanse, Olympus, and zombie pilot.
Zombie pilot.
Let's make it happen, guys.
Give me a
Copyright.
movie. Awesome.
Awesome.